All right, guys, welcome back. Map 2, Team Liquid, a last-ditch effort to stay alive in PGL. If they lose this map, they're gone. They're the first team out. 4th place finish, but Fnatic looking to fight through a lower bracket. Not the first time we'd see it from them.
Well, going into Cobble as well, you do really fancy their chance going into this one. They really are defining the meta right now, especially on the T side of Cobble, which I think they will be starting as well. Like they actually got to, it's Liquid get to choose a side, but starting T side for Fnatic, I actually favour them going into that. I think their T side is absolutely phenomenal. We can see like JW and Flush there, they can be wielding that sawn-off shotgun and just doing crazy things towards that drop-down room. It's a really scary prospect going up against them, and I'm not sure Liquid are going to have the mental fortitude to hold on to this. It's going to be a very difficult game indeed.
And Liquid tend to put a lot of focus on the drop room on their CT side, but it oftentimes causes over-rotations. They set the second player to connector. They're a little bit disorganized. It's only recently, actually, again, since that Luminosity game that we've seen them really improve this map. So it'll be interesting to see how well they can actually even shut down Fnatic's T side. Like you're saying, it's going to be a really good start for them. And obviously, their CT side on Cash never really came to fruition. A lot of economy problems led to that, but even when they did have the guns, they couldn't shut down the entries. No,
it didn't really seem like they came alive in the second half. Had a very good first half, as the analyst guys were saying, that their T-side getting 6 rounds and actually 5 rounds in a row was pretty impressive stuff, to be honest. But they're going to need that really strong start going into this map, I think. They can't allow themselves to go like that 5-0 down. They need to make sure they're the ones going up very early on in this game. They're going to stand the chance here. It's a very difficult prospect, considering Fnatic, one of the world's best teams on this map. And you talk about players like Olofmeister, and Krim seems to be really turning up today as well. He's had a fantastic first map. So the problem is for Liquid going into this one, their key players like Nitro and the Liege, well, to be fair, Liege actually was doing pretty well. It was Nitro who seemed to be a little bit absent in that first map, and Adren as well, only had 8 frags. To be fair, didn't really get that many opportunities to do some big plays there, but you expect more from Nitro going into this kind of series.
I think so, yeah. I mean, Thorn definitely harped on him a little bit. There's no question about it. But it's true. I mean, he's got to be the player that has to step up. T-side specifically, he has to hit those shots. And Liege definitely came alive a little bit and found entry kills. Yeah, and again, if one's not there, the other has to be. There's no question. So at least Liege was able to salvage a few rounds for them. But overall, I mean, Nitro's got all this hype behind him. He's got to deliver on it.
Well, absolutely. Like, it's not even hype. I don't think it's unjustified. I don't think he has played the last couple of months since Hiko's joined. He's come alive. That restructure of the team, the roles being redefined. It's
not even been a couple of months, by the way. It's been like 1 month.
1 month. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, well, 1 month then. Since that's happened, the games we've casted especially, seems like he really has found his footing. He's gone from that kind of lurker role, going straight into entry fragger. That's where he seems to have found some his comfort zone. And unfortunately, obviously, we haven't seen it against these real top-tier teams. And in this sense, it's the world's best team going up against as much more difficult area to play in, but I guess it's all or nothing right now because they're going up against the prospect of going out at PGL Grand Finals. I don't think anyone expected them to get greater than 4th place, but
well, at the same time, they really hoped to pick up a map in every series that they played. So they wanted 2 maps out of this. They almost got one yesterday. Cash was a little bit slipped away, but I mean, even without getting one, I think they've done reasonable damage to teams. They put up good numbers. Like you're saying, they've gone a little bit above their expectations, maybe from most people's perspective, maybe under their own, but they've got good information now before the major.
Well, they got 16-14 versus VP. That's a really that's a really encouraging result, considering they said it's 1 month going into this one. But here we go then. I can hear the audience waking up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise going into the second map. There we go. And now then, we're going to have Fnatic starting on the T side of D-Cobble. A map we probably do favour them on. This is their pick, of course. But let's analyse their buy quickly. They've got 3 sets of armour, 2 utility players in terms of Pronax and Flusher. Just looking over the Liquid guys, they picked up the Julies, recently buffed. The Leaves are going to be wielding those. And let's see what they can do with this. One kit's going to be on Adren. They're going to be stacking towards the B side, and that's exactly where Fnatic are going. It's going to be a heavy area of confrontation going into this pistol round.
Molotov out already to cover off that platform so they can push in without a boost from Liquid. And Flusher waiting. Or lining up a smoke, actually. I thought he was going to wait for the flash, but lining up one that should land toward the back of drop near Rock. Cover off the double doors, and now they go. Backs turn so as to avoid the flash. They spot a Liege in the corner already, and with Fugly already gone in the henhouse, it's problematic. And actually, I take that back. Fugly went down at drop. It's Nitro who's still at the henhouse, and he manages to pick up 2. Eventually, Pronax and JW get back into him, but Hiko, he follows up. So it actually means it's a 1-on-2, despite the initial entries favoring Fnatic. Bomb's still going to be planted, and Hiko does have a kit. One decoy as well that he could potentially try and use as a flash, despite that we've already seen the smoke go down on the alleyway. But they're playing this well, Fnatic not peeking, setting up a crossfire, and Olaf doesn't take the first shot. He'll be able to walk out quite cleanly, and Hiko's not going to see him coming. Lines up the shot, and it's a headshot indeed. 1-0 Fnatic, same start as last time.
So he saw almost a 5-man stack there from Liquid by the time the execution came in. Liquid were prepared for that, but they were unable to make those crossfires do anything really. Nitro picked up a couple of decent frags towards the chicken coop, and it does come down to the 2-on-1 situation, but Hiko did have the kit, unable to find a frag there. So he gets taken down. You can see this is the replay. I wanted to see how these kills came down. Just making that long-range USP work for him there. Finds the first one, and then flush up. Gets taken down as well, but that's the point he got taken down. And now we can see that sawn-off shotgun coming in for JW. We knew it was coming, and it can cause so much trouble on this. He seems to eat players alive towards this drop-down area. And he'll be going straight there as well, throwing a grenade towards it, but the CTs have stacked towards long A, it seems. And it's going to be Crims leading his way there with the AK-47. Should find a frag here, and there it is. Nitro goes down, and the hands of him takes it down to the 4 versus 5.
Nitro getting aggressive. If they're going to play that stack, it's almost worth it to wait it out. And you have to concede the round on the offsite, big deal. But by giving up one, they follow forward and take down Hiko as well, and it's pretty clean entry as a result. Adren's still alive, in danger, but bomb's already on the A site in the hands of Flusha.
Okay.
Olaf going to find Liege.
Here it comes.
Ugly, though, does get JW. So now he's able to pick up at least a shotgun to hold on to. And we know actually, well, the thing is in dropper room, he could actually use that in the next round in a close position. So we'll see if they find a way to get this out of his hands before the round ends. They are definitely hunting. They know his position. They know he's got the shotgun, so they're a little bit cautious about how they approach this window. But either way, when he jumps back up, Olaf is there. And it'll be 2-0 for Fnatic.
Yeah, picking up the shotgun for their fallen comrade there. And it's going to be the 2-0, as you said. And now it's going to be potentially the full eco coming in for Liquid. They had some PT-50s and stuff last round, but going to be pretty conservative this time. They're going to have the 5-7 on Hiko and a PT-50 on the lead. You can see a replay here of the frags Crims picked up.
Pretty swift. That was Hiko walking out as well. Nitro already falling in the same spot, so that gave them a 2-0 start before it even got near the bomb site.
So we can see Pronax going to stay as that recon player here. He's got the MAC-10. JW still going to be winning the sawn-off shotgun. He'll keep that for most of the game as well.
JW loves that on this map.
So now then the CTs are going to be stacking towards A once again. There are 2 players towards the upper platform. Lee's getting boosted up onto the box. Just going to be trying to look above that smoke. We know Fnatic do boost over that sometimes, though, so they potentially could find a frag there, but taking their time here. All 5 players invested to the B-bomb site and just going to be waiting for the opportunity, and there it is. Flusha takes down the lead.
Another early pick for Fnatic. Nitro with the CZ. Hiko with the 5-7, otherwise it's completely held. The dime spent for Fugly as he will go down. Hiko pays off that pistol as he takes off JW. Nitro's going to follow it up, so Olaf down as well. It's left to a 3-on-3. Watch for Pronax, though, as bomb goes down. He's going to sit on top of the site with the MAC-10, already spotting Hiko trying to come through the doorway, so now he'll just wait until he's close enough for that SMG to go to work, and does. Headshot, and it's left to just 2. And those 2 are down to 1 as Nitro is going to expire as well. Pronax with that kill, adding to the kill total of that SMG. So holding on to it and picking up an AK at the end of the round. He's actually built his bank up to 7,900.
Yep, so now they're going to be going for the 5 AK setup. And this is where it gets interesting for Liquid, right? Because they need to consider how they're going to approach this round. Will they get the AWP on Adren? And it looks like they actually will be doing it. Where are they going to position him? We like to see mobile AWPers on this map, going for the first pick, potentially down towards middle, working out where the T's are going, or you can go towards the back of B. That's why I like to have it. I think it really does complement a stack towards that bomb site, especially a team like Fnatic that do favour to go towards that bomb site. So let's see what they can do. Hiko going aggressive towards long A, and Adren will be going towards the back of B, it seems like. Maybe just playing towards the actual bomb site itself, but they are setting themselves out. They're prepared for the drop-down room. It's going to be Fugly on that area by himself, though. So it's interesting to see what he can do.
Fire placed upon the tree, so no one boosted up on Liquid's side, but he's just still able to sit on top of the platform. Pronax finds him. Perfect shot, but Nitro's dropped the bomb, and it's actually down over the ledge. Luckily, it fell off the top of the box, because it could have been even more awkward for Fnatic to pick it up, and it's back to a 2-on-2 as Adren, with the AWP, is able to hit Olaf. JW dies inside the windowsill, and it's up to Crims to clutch out this round. 1 versus 2. Molotov and Nade trying to do damage to Adren, but it's actually landed above him. Adren walks back into it, and now it's very low HP on Hiko. The same can be said for Crims, but it's rifle versus rifle. High ground for Crims, no bomb in his hand, but Hiko has to sit close enough by to realize that and get the information, and if he's not careful, he could overextend. There's 39 seconds, so Crims does not have to rush this play. He is trying now just to reach forward, but Hiko's being very patient. Smoke off on the alleyway, and he'll just sit behind the rock, spotted up, and Crims will get it. The impatience Or rather, patience of Crims, depending on how you look at it. And Fnatic have 4.
Well, Crims had a fantastic first map, and he's transferring that form into the second as well. 3 AK frags for him to win that clutch as well. 1-on-1. He picks up the AWP, and that's going to knock Liquid down to another eco here. Nitro did some fantastic work in these first 2 frags. I thought that was the round tied up. They saw vision of the bomb as well, and Adren picks up the next frag as well. So Crims just pulling out all the stops, and Flusha now, he can become the recon player of the MAC-10, just going first into these choke points, and looks like Fnatic will be favouring towards the A-bomb side this time, specifically the long A halls. They're going to be going very fast indeed, as the stack once again coming in for the CTs towards the B-bomb site.
Now walking onto this A long though, as you say, the stack's on B, the aggression on A. Hiko now has to come up big. It doesn't have a lot to do it with the 5-7. Below the half wall.
It's going to be Olaf as well, just towards the B side by himself, does some damage to Nitro. Just going to be trying to keep the CTs there as long as possible.
Olaf's very good on this map at holding CTs. Considering how far of a rotation it is for the CT, or further for the T players to go site to site, he's very good at utilizing smokes to hold, in this case, Liquid in place. The smoke's now off on the door. They have rotated. Fugly and Nitro got themselves in decent positions, but Nitro's now held by the smoke on top of the patio. Crims, though, goes passive, and I think Fnatic are going to head to the offsite. Olaf's got enough of a read, or so he thinks, to call them back. Flusha will wait, and the stack has shifted from or rather from B entirely to A, as Adren's going to come over.
Look what they've done. They've pulled all the CTs towards the A bomb side. This is a really clever play from Fnatic. They've actually read this like an absolute book going into this. The B bomb going down now, and there's not actually be any competition whatsoever. The CTs just left bewildered as to what's going on. And there it is. The frags coming in from Flusha. We talked about that MAC-10 play coming in, and he's going to find 2 frags there. Does get locked down by Elise in the end, but now the hunt is on. Fnatic players want a piece of the action themselves.
Olaf one more on Elise. Doesn't go down tonight, or rather Hiko in the end with a 5-7. Crims is going to wait to get peeked by Fugly and gets the kill onto him. So Hiko the last alive, still wreaking havoc though. Another kill, and also an AK-47 picked up. How much do they want to commit to hunting this? Bomb's definitely going to explode. No question the round's going to Fnatic, but Hiko is at least making it somewhat interesting. JW's gone all the way to a long, and Crims has got himself in a great spot. Drops down, Hiko not looking, and JW actually beats him to it. But regardless, no gun saved.
This is the problem for Liquid so far. It's throughout this tournament, they go down with the 5-0, the 6-0. They always seem like they're fighting back into it, right? And they do very well to get back into these games, but it's always too little too late sometimes.
To be actually dead honest with you, it was 6-1 down in their first game yesterday, 9-1 down in their second game, and managed to pull that back. This time they're 5-0 down. I think it was 6-1 last map, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
So you're dead right. They've had very slow starts.
And they always seem to find a way. They take a pause sometimes. They work at what they're doing. But here we go. We go into the next gun round. Adren once again has the AWP, yet to have any real impact of that so far, but the B play coming in once again. Looks like a little bit faster for Fnatic this time, making their way straight through the smoke. Flusha opens it up, taking down the AWP play of Adren, and Olaf onto the upper platform. Going to find a frag as well. Just really fast, accurate play of the AK. Elise takes him down.
Didn't spot Elise near the wall, so that is a little bit of luck there for Elise, but unfortunately, Pronax was coming down through the crack in the wall just at the time that he looked toward Olaf, so it does mean that he's gone. Traded out, 4 alive still for Fnatic. Hiko and Fugly with M4s are likely to save, as we see the money is very, very low for Liquid.
So this is the AWP play from Adren. I wanted to see him having an impact. Those kind of rounds, he should be capitalizing. He should be at the back of Chicken Coop. When they're running through smokes like that, pretty simple, some basic flashbangs, the AWP player should be able to pick up at least 1 frag going into that position. He gets locked down again with an AK headshot, and it's kind of disappointing to see, considering he has to be the talisman on this kind of map. The AWP is very vital indeed. That's going to be another round going towards Fnatic. 2 rifles saving potentially. It's going to be Hiko and Fugly making their way towards the long holes, but Fnatic trying to hunt them down. I don't think they're going to find them this time, but that's the 6th round on the board. Fnatic, we talked about that strong T side going into this map. I said even if Liquid get the CT start, it's not going to amount to much really, but they will be forced buying into this round. It seems they have saved 2 rifles, so buying up what they can. JW this time with the AWP himself. This is, well, Liquid need to work out what's going wrong here. Even though they're stacking 4 men towards B, they're not actually making anything happen. They're not utilizing the HE grenades properly. That's what a lot of top teams would do going into this map. They bounce your HEs to stop that initial rush there. You do almost the airstrike. VP do that a lot, and it stops those really fast pushes. Now, changing it up once again, Fnatic is going for the A-split straight off the bat.
And the problem is that Hiko's here alone again, and he realizes he hears more than a few footsteps, so he has to fight his way back into the site. He catches them on the ramp. Good flash, but it actually was from Fnatic, so it works out for Hiko. Now he'll drop one over, but as he does, Olaf will come through from long and take the shot against him. Also, just to be sure that the site is clear, will Molotov it off as well as toward the vents. They do the same. It allows Pronax to get Adren, but not before Fugly at least got one, so it does bring it back to a 3-on-3. JW gonna re-smoke the doorway, and this is a great spot for him to be in, but firing his gun. Now they know he's there, and yet they don't. Okay, they do. Thank God Elige hit that shot. I thought the jump was against him, and with the A1, I definitely thought he was gonna lose that duel. So good shot from him, but bomb's still down, and they haven't come back into the site. Olaf, as well, is gonna play above this smoke. And look how tight and timid the Liquid players are. Just now, they'll walk out from the vent room, and Olaf's got one already lined up too, and we're waiting for Pronax to come into the play. Is even going to have to, because Olaf is still alive in the back of the site. 42 HP. Nitro will eventually get him, but he has to hit the shot right now and does. Does he have time with the bomb? He's got the kit, and I think he does.
That's a really nice retake from Liquid there. They actually do that very well on Overpass as well. We see them stay in that little tight three-man formation when they retake bomb sites. It works really well, as it means you can stay in that kind of tight fragging unit, making sure you're getting kill for kill there. They came out, bomb was ticking away, they knew what they had to do, found the frags and worked out the information, crossfire between themselves, and then they win that one-on-one in the end as well. You can see Olofmeister, after he got his first 2 frags, I thought that was them done for, but Nitro pulling out all the stops. He had a quiet first map, but that's a huge round for them to win, the first on the board, and going to deny Fnatic of that 7th round. It's
a full reset in a one-on-one, though, so this means they had to fully invest again just to get the guns out, and Fnatic have another round in hand after this.
And now they're going to be keeping the pace fast as they make their way into the B-bomb site once again. Actually, Olaf deciding not to run through straight away, just going to be showing some presence, but not committing fully just yet. Putting down his smoke there to allow him to get towards the box, but Molotov being extinguished out of CT's wasting one of their incendiaries.
Double nade onto the platform as well, checking both the arch and the back corner. Nitro's dancing within the smoke, or at least beside it. Hasn't spotted up anyone just yet. Olaf's down to 77. But watch JW on this entry as he is boosted above, and Adren's going to hit Crims, which means he now has to go back down, knowing that there's danger close. And does he look towards Statue? Elige isn't quite peeking toward him, so he won't find the initial shot. Flash as well slows them further, so good use of utility so far from Liquid, but watch this. If JW, if anyone even gets impatient at all and finds this shot, it could work out, but Nitro with the boost actually catches him off guard, so now Fugly and Drop doesn't even have anyone to worry about. They've all gone toward this platform, and Adren is doing the damage now. Olaf at least gets back in with one, but Elige follows up on Flusha, and down goes Olaf to make it 6-2, and 4 members stay alive. That's crucial.
Keep the 5 rifles set up. That seems to be working a lot stronger for them. Adren's actually having some impact now. Finds that first AK pick. It's a really nice crisp shot from him. So keep 5 rifles and stay away from the AWP. That's obviously not working out for them. They can actually contain Fnatic with that setup, and allows them to actually utilize the crossfires a lot more effectively. So that's what they need to do to go forward in this one. That's 2 rounds in a row now. One more would actually break the economy of Fnatic as well. So they need to try and make sure they get this one to give themselves some decent footing to get back into this. What we spoke about before, they have this really horrible start, but they always claw themselves back into it. So this is a real chance for them that they can take this round.
Smoke and fire placed on Drop. Molotov as well on that entry point from B. That smoke on the archway at long. Now that nade bouncing, that should give away his position. So Hiko needs to get away, and does. They try and boost above, and Crim spots him but can't react in time.
They got to fall back into a full passive setup here, and they know they've been flushed out of that area. They weren't going to win that duel. So 3 Fnatic players making their way towards long A halls. Olaf once again just trying to cause some sort of distraction towards the B side, to keep CT players there for as long as possible while his team tries to work out what's going on towards long A. Now they are going to make their way towards the end. They've got smoke grenades, which means they could do a more of a set-piece play here. They get the water smokes down towards the A-bomb site, get themselves onto the side, but you can see that double stack coming from the CTs, both opting to play on the bomb site this time. So that's an interesting play. Means you can have some distraction, one player towards the cannons, one on the bomb site, kind of causing that attention towards his favour. But JW in the drop-down area then isn't going to spot Fugly. I don't think they saw each other at all, but here we go. Bomb making his way back to B, and JW does open up the frag into drop down onto Elige.
Nitro gets right back into one. They'll make it 2 now for Nitro. Stepping up considerably over last game, but Flusha eventually silences him, and Hiko unfortunately meets the same fate. But Fugly's there, and Adren is also going to use that rifle. So again, the double rifle setup coming into it. However, it's 19 and 29 HP, and both players coming back over from the A site. Flusha's already got bombed down and made it onto the platform, so has the high ground to work with. There is a kit on Fugly, so they'll have to stick together. Even if they get the trade, they're going to need that kit if they take their time, but they're getting closer, and Flush is not peeking this. If he pops out at the right time, they're lined up almost, and they're underneath him now, looking for the jump. He's definitely heard at least Adren, and he'll walk up. They both come in, and it's too quick and not enough time to react. Flusha gets them both.
Once again, using that buddy system, and that time they just didn't make the right call. jumping up on the platform together. They knew they had no information, just needed to work out what was going on, hoping they could get the frag back, but the HP was just so low for both the players. And he makes very light work of that clutch, and that's the money reset for the CTs. Unfortunately, they could force buy into this, but it'd be a difficult round to say the least. They got a couple of players that may be on Famis or Pistol here. It's going to be a Dren on the 5-7, no nades, and the same goes for Hiko. So, and Elige as well with Pistol. This is actually a full-on force buy for them. Let's see where the money lies after that buy. They do have there's pretty much a full investment here. And now Fnatic going in, the fast play towards drop down. They know the money's going to be low for the CT camp. JW gets the first shot off on the sort of shotgun, but Bugley utilises him and takes him down. And it's going to go to the 4-4 now, with low HP for the CTs.
And Dren unfortunately couldn't follow up with that shot and drop room despite having the upper hand in the duel. That means it's back to 4-on-4. And with low HP on 3 CT players, Grim's the only one to take any damage. It becomes more impossible than anything right now for Liquid to try and pick up their 3rd round, as Pronax will take down Hiko. Bomb thrown safely inside the A platform so they can go for the plant without risk. And Crims is going to take a turn with that shotgun. He'll have better luck with it as he takes down Elige. And through the window, Nitro's just in front of him. He's already spammed through the smoke once, anticipating his position. Does he get it? No. Nitro actually gets the jump on him. Keeps him alive with 15 HP. It wouldn't have taken much from that shotgun to put him down, but Flusha will now walk away. Safely, the T's will exit. Pronax just sits back to make sure there's no fancy or trickery plays from Liquid to try and get an ninja, but they'll keep 2 up over at the B site.
Yeah, Fnatic can definitely justify hunting with his players as well. They know if they get these kills, it's going to be a full-on eco coming in for the CTs, and Olaf does find both kills pretty easily there. He gets the double spray down.
He's at 14-7, by the way.
Look at the money for the CTs now. They pretty much are done for at this point. They really need to have an amazing teaser. They even come back into this, and the teaser are aware. They get the sawed-off shotguns and the MAC-10 again. Krim's going to be wielding that one. But what can the CTs do here? They can probably stack towards a bomb site. I'd like to see them do something with a flash push towards middle or something like that. They need to try and work out with and get a frag, but such a difficult round to win on a map like Cobble, going for these P250s. There's not really many favourable angles you can take to even find one frag and fall back. You're always almost fully committed if you're looking for frags there. So once again, looks like that B-rush going to be coming in. Actually going to be slowing it down as they leave the bomb towards T-spawn, but Meister going straight out and headshot onto Elige. Takes a lot of damage though.
The nade, though, from Crims also added one more, and there's JW shotgun again coming into play as he jumps around the corner. And Crims follows it up. It's 9 now for Fnatic. And Liquid just cannot get anything rolling on this CT side.
Yeah, every round they win, well, actually, they won 2 rounds in a row, but that's kind of it, really, isn't it? Like, then the money's been reset. They can buy up in this one, but they have 0 kit. They can't allow the bomb to go down. They need to make sure they're going for the frags and not allowing the T's to get onto these bomb sites here. So, interesting to see what kind of stack they go for here. They have been favouring the B bomb site, and they have tried the Lord's long hauls as well. Looks like this time 4 men going towards the B bomb site. And this may be the wrong call as the bomb is making its way towards A, but it's going to be Hiko once again by himself.
We've seen them spread out this map. It's no guarantee the bomb is going to commit to this because we've seen them spread out the map a lot. JW again with the shotgun down into drop room. Crims is getting ever closer to Hiko off site right now, so if they get that pick onto A, they could walk into the platform, and Olaf is still waiting near statue for that call. So Fnatic are taking no chances, and Crims now getting Hiko. That's it. They'll walk. They'll go. Nitro's going to be the closest one to be in a rotation position, but Smoke's already on the doorway. Waits for a flash from his teammate. He's got his back turned, but no one's ready to throw one in because they don't have any. So he's going to have to go in completely blind. And look at the positioning right now. Flush is just waiting in a crossfire. And they've got a flank coming in from JW, who still manages to get down drop. Yeah, and still has that shotgun, by the way. Yeah,
look at it. They're aware of his presence there, and they're just trying to focus everything on him before they even consider retaking here. JW stays alive. This would be really dangerous to the CTs. I don't really think they have a chance here. Oh, God, here we go. Gets double headshots with the sawn-off. That's his 3rd for the round, but that's going to be all she wrote for this one. Adren's going to be the last one remaining in a 3-on-1 situation, but no kit, and just the rifle obviously has no chance here. Fnatic are aware of his position, and they're going to start nading him. Light damage there, flash him off, and he should be dying anytime soon. There it is, Olaf Meister ripping his head off. Another big round there, and what can you do? And JW, once he gets rolling with that shotgun, it just seems like no one really knows how to handle it. Yeah, they haven't worked out what the key formula is. He just drops down one shot, always seems to get the one-shot kill on it, wherever you are, and it's almost impossible to hold off. And he gets another double, though, with 10 HP. Outside his connector doors, here we go. We can see that again. Oh, 22 HP, my apologies. 1.
It's a big difference, Henry.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a 220% difference. Like, you couldn't be more off.
Well, I can only give you my apologies, which I did. And now then, CT's going to be on to Eco once again. Potentially going to hit Fnatic onto their 11th round. And I'm not really feeling too confident for Fnatic, but Elige picks up the first Desert Eagle frag. Ooh. Nitro gets one himself, and all of a sudden it's a 5-on-3. Nitro getting a double. finding some footing into this round and potentially wrapping this one up. Is going to leave Flusher and Crims, the last 2 men remaining. They haven't got, well, they have got the bomb, but they're not actually picking it up just yet.
And Nitro threw one of those rifles back as well, so he and Fugly now both have AKs. He will go down in the end of Flusher to bring it back to a 2 versus 4. No armor, no kits, no utilities on Team Liquid. So this is clutchable with minute on the clock for Fnatic. They're very good in these situations, but Liquid, they need to be equally as smart right now. Think this through. And they're sticking with 3 on one side. Hiko alone on A still, and it's going to be Drop that comes under threat. No, take that back. It's an overlay. Misconfusion. There's a bit of a blunder by me. They're actually splitting this. So Flush is going to walk down the hallway as Crims evaluates what's going on at Drop and looks for an alternate approach to the bomb site. Bomb obviously still up. Smoke goes out. But Crims is heading back over toward A, so they might actually just play this time. 30 seconds. They'll commit to A once they arrive, but Elige needs to read this and get over quickly to help out Hiko. And they haven't had the confidence as well to go toward that platform and pick up the second AK that was dropped. So it leaves them with just Fugly holding onto it. And Hiko's now at least spotted the 2 members, but he's got to stay efficient here, stay silent, at least try and catch one of them off. They line up, he almost gets 2, but it's just the headshot on the first, as Crims will grab the bomb and plant it as fast as he dare, but he actually fakes this out because he knows they're coming quickly and takes down Elige. This time, though, he has to hold the plant 2-1. It's going to make it, but only just, and Adren will get him before he can escape. And Liquid will pick up one more round.
I was getting a bit scared there for Adrenaline. Didn't find that kill instantly. I thought, oh god, if Crims just flicks onto his head, that could be really, really bad situation for them. But they managed to win an eco round there. So Nitro picking up 2 frags there, and Elige getting that first entry. Elige has been really good on these eco rounds, finding those P250 frags. And there you go. You can see that. Actually, it was a Desert Eagle, but Nitro picking up the double, the CZ. And finally, that's one of the more convincing rounds for them, considering that's a full eco for them. Hika did very well on the site there. Isolated, they didn't quite check him in time. Picks up. All he had to do was pick up 1, like you said. And that's what he did. And JW, even though he's got 7k in the bank right now, still rolling with that sawn-off shotgun. This shows you how confident he is right now with that weapon.
He'll run that on the CT side as well near Drop, if he feels like it. I mean, as long as it's working, he'll run it the entire game.
Well, probably a Nova on the CT
right, okay,
side,
but shotgun nonetheless is the point.
I know what you mean.
Thank you, Henry. Good shot from Adren, though. He goes back to the AWP. So this time he actually does get a pick with it. We saw him get 1 toward the platform on B ages ago, but again, that rifle was more effective. So this time they're going all in on round 14 to try and make this a 10-5 half. Hiko's going to add to that as well. Olaf goes down, and Adren follows up on Flusha. Crims as well leaves it just to JW with that shotgun. And this time, I dare say the shotgun may not be enough because all they have to do is contain him. Play angles that it's not favorable, and the bomb's down on the A side as well. They'll secure it. Elige will wait for JW to arrive. And any second he will, so it'll be Liquid with 4.
Yeah, absolutely. See, it seems like Adren now, I think he seems a lot stronger in that position. We talk about him keeping the rifle towards B. That seemed a lot more effective. This time, top and middle, that's a great position for an AWP player to play, especially when the T's coming in very quickly there.
JW's going to look. And, oh, good play by Elige.
So they get the 4th round on the board. Obviously going to be looking to get the last one. The team money is still going to be pretty high there. Most players around 9k, so expect a full buy here. JW unable to have any real impact that round with a shotgun that time, but let's see what buy he will be presenting. I assume he'd get an AWP considering how much money he's got in this the last round. Might as well expend that cash. And there it is, yep. So the AWP comes out, and considering he knew where Adren was playing last round, let's see where Adren decides to go this time. We saw him go towards the top middle this time. Looks like he will be playing in the same position, just watching down. And this could work out for him as well, considering it looks like 2 players heading towards mid. And one going to be very fast. Will be Pronax going straight down. Will he be facing the top of mid here?
But watch Nitro and Elige again playing that 1-2 position on A, or on B rather. Fugly's not as close this time to be able to support from Drop. He's changed his approach as well, knowing that JW's been so aggressive with that shotgun. But like you say, he's gone to the AWP, and they've yet to figure that out. Look at Elige, though. This is dangerous. Grim's trying to check the archway, at least by jumping. A second smoke now from Liquid to slow this even more. And with Adren picking up that first pick, the more time they can buy, the better. 2 walk into Drop, and JW gets caught trying to throw the Molotov, but they're going to act on this. Fnatic, they want in, and they're going to go with aggression. Take down Flusha. Fugly adds to his total, takes down 2 as Crims falls as well. And Olaf's with only 6 HP. It'll do it. Liquid will pick up 5, so about as good as you'd expect considering it went to 9-2 and they didn't break the economy when they had the chance, but still Fnatic with a great lead.
Yeah, when you get double figures on T side, that's obviously a very promising result. And when you got the prospect of Fnatic on the CT side, we know they're going to be very strong on this as well. So Liquid definitely have their work cut out for them. I wouldn't say they're completely out of it just yet, but if they lose this pistol, I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. So they need to get this T-side pistol. I'd assume they're going to do the B rush here. A lot of teams will opt to that. Or you can do the fast A split. Let's see what they are going to be bringing to the table. Most North American teams will favor that B side, though. And
we talked about the slow starts that Liquid have had. The interesting thing is, if I'm not mistaken, they've split every pistol that they've had throughout the series. So they're 3-3 on pistols. One of the 6-1 starts was actually an eco against VP. So even when they win them, they're not necessarily clear-cut, but the second half's been more favorable for them.
Yeah, so Nitro, we talked about having a quiet map the first time around. This time, stepping it up. He seems to have been finding entry frags, getting 15 on the board for himself there. It's actually keeping up the likes of Crimson and Olaf there. So he has had some high impact there. He had a difficult cash performance, but looks like Liquid will be opting to go towards this fast mid push here. All 5 players going towards it. No one towards long A. Just going to be going straight up the mid ramp here.
Olaf's actually fallen back. Fugly spots that boost to Flusha, so he's down already, and the second member on the A site. So Liquid again, second round pistols looking much more favorable. Nitro, as you said, adds to his total to make it to 16. Pronax is upon the patio, but they've got 3 members down below, and Hiko just jumps up to get the information. Bomb's going to go down, and Crims is in the same position. Fugly's spotted the flank from JW as well. It's looking less and less likely. Kit still up on Crims if they could find themselves some miracle frags in quick fashion, but that's not looking likely at all as they lose HP and map control. They've forced back out beyond that vent room. And they're actually running. And I just hear through my right ear them calling for that, so they're going to go on the hunt very quickly. And Elige gets both.
You can hear them?
Just barely. First time I could, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of intel for you there. But yeah, very nice aggressive push there from Liquid. It's obviously best to stay together. I think these guys are really good at staying in little tight packs here. We talked about that on the retakes as well. Sticking with the Glock train, going out the mid ramp there, finding the entry flag. That was great from Fugly. Had he not checked that position, it could have been a world of pain for them. But he goes in there. Nitro, once again, keeping his form on the second map. And they hunt the CT players towards the end there and do very well to finish that one off. Fnatic, though, force buying straight into this, the CTs and armor. And that's going to be a very difficult task to overcome. But Liquid going to be keeping this fast, going towards the B platform straight away. And JW comes in behind, he gets boosted up, and only gets 1 kill from that. Takes down a Dren. Hiko deals with him, though. And now Elige going to be out on the upper platform. CTs, though, are waiting for them.
That's a very fast boost. We saw Fnatic trying to play very aggressive on their CT side on cash, so if that is the trend, wouldn't be surprising to see more and more plays like that. But Liquid, with that answer and 2 rifles plus the SMG still up, have a chance. But Fnatic, that's a great shot from Pronax. The CZ75 1 tap onto Nitro. And Pronax is actually going to push forward. Elige is able to spot that quickly. Nullify the threat. But Crims is on 26. It's still a 3 versus 3. They're going to go back toward this B side. Elige will lead the charge in. Shots coming out from that MAC-10 does good damage to Crims. And they'll finish him off with the AK of Fugly as he tries to fall in behind the rock. And he's in position as well to catch Flush up. So Olaf Meister will fall through drop and walk out. Fugly again. 3 kills total to close it out. And Liquid get their 7th. 2 in a row. And Fnatic on the CT side this time, unlike Cash, will not be able to buy early.
Well, this is the thing. So they did the force buy there, and normally Fnatic will win those rounds, but Liquid able to deal with it. A nice fast push, sticking together on the upper platform there, finding some early frags. But Fnatic now will be on the full eco, and potentially won't be able to get the AWP going into the first gun round as well. So this is a real chance for Liquid to actually build up some cash this round. They want to make sure they don't let anyone drop at all to the PT-50 who's been purchased by Fnatic. They just want to keep as many men alive as possible, stick in this little tight unit they've been employing, and make sure they make this a clean one. So here we go, Elige leading the charge here, going into the B-bomb side. Nades going in. He's just trying to scout it out. There's a full A stack coming in for Fnatic. So if they can get in now, get the bomb down quickly, it should be a round that's all tied up.
Nitro's already into B with that bomb. Not looking to plant it initially. Instead, he takes the shot against Pronax, is successful in doing so. Now Elige will shuffle out to where he was positioned to allow Nitro to put that bomb in place. And as he does, Adren goes on the hunt through drop. 2 kills with the SMG. Money, money, baby. And it's just left to Flush and Olaf.
Money, money, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that a saying?
No, I don't know. I just made it up. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Maybe we can make that your catchphrase.
Please, no.
Money, money, baby.
That would be the worst catchphrase in the history of the world.
There we go. So this one should be pretty much over. Flush is going to be the last man remaining. 5 players for Liquid, as we said. They wanted the clean round here, and they have got it. As long as they can make sure Flushet doesn't have an entry into this very low HP, and no, just the USP. Adren will finish him off. And Liquid fighting back into this one. 3-0 in the second half.
But now guns come out, and JW, there it is, Mag 7.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise. That gives him a good amount of utilities. It also means, because of the second round force, that he's the only one to pick up a kit. as the rest of them go to that M4. No head armor. That's not that important. We're up against AKs. Mind you, not in Hiko's hands. He's got the Galil, which he'll hold on to. Gives him 4,700 to move forward. 6,200 on Fugly. So they've got good position right now in terms of economy, Liquid. But, of course, this round means everything. They want to claw their way back to 10 to break Fnatic one more time. And how's JW going to play this with the shotgun? He's actually heading to platform. Nitro's approaching quickly as well through the smoke already. And JW, he takes damage from a nade, so he's down to 17. Remember, as said, he's the only kit.
Well, using those double grenades they've been doing on the Antigas as well to take JW down to that low HP. He'll be playing close to the upper platform. We've seen him do that before, but Nitro does get taken down. It's a huge edge off from JW, considering his HP as well. He can afford to fall back now. I'm surprised he hasn't, but there we go. Frags being exchanged back and forth now.
But this is actually looking good for Fnatic as they bring it down to a 3-on-2. The calls are made, so Hiko walks in and looks to Crims, but Olaf, it's brought it down to just Hiko. 14 HP, and is that nade going to do it? No, but he's able to take down Flusha in the meantime, so Hiko has himself a chance. And in Stockholm, he was able to clutch out many of these, but against Fnatic, it becomes even more tumultuous in a lot of ways as he takes the bomb back toward B, but he actually fakes this. 40 seconds, very clever, and Olaf's already baited it out. He's gone toward connector. He's going to sit between the sites. And he's not yet sure of Hiko's movement. Remember, Hiko 14 HP. It becomes so tough, and they're going to meet each other right now. Hiko looks to try and hit the shot. Olaf is able to dodge it. Takes a little bit of damage, down to 53, and with the AK of Hiko, it becomes possible, and this time he's for real. He's heading back toward the A site. 19 seconds, and I'm not even sure from here he'll make it in time.
Should do. Yeah, he has no chance of actually checking the thing.
10 seconds from right now to the bomb site. He's got to plant on 4. He's actually got to go right now. He can't stop, but if he even thinks about taking the fight, it's done. So Olaf gives it. Hiko didn't give himself enough time there.
Yeah, he literally had no chance to even have a duel or even check any sort of position. So Olaf Meister in that connector area, perfect position for him. He can just switch between both bomb sites where he thinks he's going to go. Catches him in the right time in the crossover. And that's a big round for Fnatic to win. We saw JW with the Max 7 getting taken down to 17 HP. Somehow making it work for himself. Here's the shot on your screen right now. Nitro, normally the entry fragger on this upper platform, gets taken down with the one shot. That's going to get Fnatic back into the game, but their money situation hasn't been stabilized just yet. We've got Pronax on the Famous. JW once again on that Max 7, but I'm not really sure that's a disadvantage in his case.
Hiko asked HP and no answer from Olaf Meister. Serious business here for Fnatic. Double rainbow. What does it mean? Low HP. That's what it means.
Money, money, baby.
Oh, God. The rails are coming. The wheels are falling off. What's the saying? Help me. Either way, Flusha looking aggressive. Again on the CT side. No spam to hit. He actually does respond and do one bullet into a Dren through the doorway. So down to 81. Insignificant, ultimately, as they continue to push onto this lower position. And two players already making their way to danger. Fugly's still evaluating things offside as well. Hiko and Adren gone back to join, so likely I assume the bomb will do the same in the hands of Elige, and they'll leave it to Nitro to try and hold Flusha and Olaf inside the A site.
So Liquid's slowing this one right down as well. So they're just trying to, looks like they're going to make their way towards the B-bomb site, potentially split between drop down, and that could be a great position for them as JW's low HP to be towards that area. But with the Max 7, that close range proximity is very difficult prospect to actually get in there. So Fugly's going to be there by himself. And I'd assume they're going to try and use those smoke grenades to cut off some key choke points and get themselves in as they slowly make their way into that upper platform now. And here comes the smoke grenades we talked about.
And they're through. They're past at least the initial choke point on the B site. JW getting ever closer inside that smoke in the alleyway, though. And with this shotgun, all he needs to do is walk out and fire one shot. Bomb's going to try and be planted. No kills exchanged, but now they are. Liquid picked up 2 from Adren and Nitro. Fugly falls to Flusha, but Elige gets back in, so it definitely favors now the Liquid side. And it's low HP on the last 2. In fact, just 1 now as Flusha with 14 looks to save the kit, the head armor, and the AK-47.
Yeah, it's a really nice round for Liquid, actually. You know, going into that site, waited to try and bait out as much as they could from the CTs, get as much information gathered as possible. We didn't see those kind of rounds coming from Fnatic. That's a really executed set piece coming in. The smokes going into such key areas, and then they make their way in with the grenades as well. Like, it's really methodical. And you saw the bomb going down before any fractions exchange there. Just as it was being planted, they actually started facing. It cuts Fnatic out of there. That means they have to retake through the smoke grenades. You saw JW trying to push through. He got taken down as well. So it's actually a really nice take from them. But here we go then. This may potentially knock the economy out of control for Fnatic. You're going to get $1,400 from that one. So Flusha has got an AK-47. The rest of the guys, though, literally nothing to play with. They can't really justify anything here. P250s, perhaps, that'd be about it. And Elige, he has been stepping up the last map and this one as well. He gets another 2 frags there and a key round for them. It's going to knock Fnatic onto the eco, as I mentioned before. So Flusha, though, we've seen these rounds come into fruition yesterday. The 1 AK buys and then the rest of the pistols. They need to make sure they can get him 1 kill. He's going to be towards the B bomb side, backed up with his teammates, but it's going to be nice towards long A, just trying to get information, pushing off. It's going to be Fugly waiting for them there. They seem to be aware this may be happening.
Molotov out toward Statue, goes a little bit deep, so Crims is able to stay in place. More significantly, though, they've done damage to Olaf, but look at his position. He's actually pushing through A. Fugly's prepared for this, so he's got his attention turned toward him as he gets closer, and Fugly's going to win that kill.
Yep.
Off screen, but either way, Nitro's looking to find a way toward B site. Down over the wall he goes, and looking at Crims, hits the headshot. It's actually Elige who takes the kill. But either way, it doesn't matter. It's 1 for Liquid, add it to another total of the Dren, who's actually stepped up as well in this map. And so far, they haven't lost anyone, but it's a Dren who does go down. That's bomb dropped, and Nitro doesn't care. He'll close it out, and now it's within 1. Both teams in double digits.
Yeah, there it is. Liquid fighting back into this series, having a great T-side so far. It's going to be 5 on the board for them. Only 1 for Fnatic so far. And they're actually going to be pushed onto yet another eco here. After that round they won, losing that subsequent one, only give them $1,400. They go to this one with $1,900, and they bought some PT50s and some CZ, so they can't really do much of it. It's more of a quasi-buy, I guess. They get the smoke grenades and HE as well, but it looks like they're going to be favouring more towards the A bomb side this time. 2 players towards the long A holes, but Liquid sending the bomb towards B. I'd be disappointed if they went for the straight-up rush. I just want to make sure they can feel it out. They should be aware of the economical situation.
You should hope so.
Right now. Yeah, but obviously, like, seeing as they know the amount of money coming into their CT camp, and they knew it lost a P250. So hopefully, Liquid, interesting enough, get this to 11-11. We thought Fnatic were going to run away with this one.
That's been a much better effort. Again, T-sides have looked...
It's always the T-side,
the better,
right?
yeah, absolutely, for Liquid. And I mean, this time, there was potential to make the last game close, but they couldn't get their economic situation under control on the CT side. This time on T, it's much easier, and they've got the lead. This double eco makes it firmly a possibility to put us on 11-11, Henry, and we know what that means.
Make a wish or something?
That's right. You've learned. And they are getting closer to the B site right now, and like you said, they need to take this out and take the time to read it. And looking at the top left corner, I'd say they've done so correctly because all 5 players from Fnatic right now are sitting on the A site. They slowly dissolve and disperse across different rotation patterns, but ultimately the bomb will already be planted in the B site by the time they get close enough to be a threat. They get 1. They actually get the first kill of the round, interestingly enough, but Hiko gets back into JW, and they just need to make sure they keep guns up here. There's not really much to do damage against Fnatic. They're going to have guns in the next round regardless. They've only got 1 nade left, a flash, and a few pistols. It's not worth losing the AKs against. But they're set up well, actually. There's no clean escape right now for Liquid. They're going to have to run into Pronax and Crims heading this direction. Olaf and Flusha won't come into the play, but Adren actually does get Olaf Meister. And fortunately, they've got one of the main threats. Crims down as well. They'll keep all 4 up. Good play by Liquid.
So the only frag they lost there was Fugly. He's normally holding the flanks there, more of a lurker sort of role, making sure the CT's hero goes down. It's not really a vital kill there. He's just getting intel and saying, oh, CT's coming in your back now, guys. But full buy coming in, you can actually see JW struggling a little bit in the second half. Hasn't had too much impact going into this one, considering we have seen some interesting kills from him. But Max 7 being purchased once again. He's going to be sat on the bottom frag position on 11 frags. But 11-11. Your wishes come true, Matt. You got there.
No, that's not how it works, Henry.
Oh, really? How does it work?
You make a wish when it's 11-11.
Okay, what's your wish?
You can't tell my wish or it doesn't come true.
Oh, right. It was going to come true. Anyway.
It totally was. Don't. I was going to win a jackpot on EZ Skins. Now you've ruined it.
Let's not go there. So 4 players heading towards the long A halls for Liquid here. Flush is going to be there with the rifle as well. No AWPs purchased for either team here. You can see Flush making his way towards the danger room. I'd assume it's going to be the defensive smoke off take from Liquid, cutting off that long A CT area and then flashing through, and then potentially they could do the wall of smokes onto the A bomb site. Just going to be trying to get towards middle now. They're going to have Flush as a contender. If he's going to be the only player there for Fnatic, so got his work cut out as Nitro potentially will spot him now, but he actually is going to fall back.
Flush needs to make the call for Olaf to come over and help because it's getting dangerously close to them entering from that long position. Nitro's got his back turned looking for a flash in from Elige, but they'll set up now for the smokes as well in the doorway. And with Olaf now in the A site, Crims becomes the next man to arrive. Fugly, if he can get this lurk position at drop to work for him, he can cut off these rotations definitely buy Liquid more space and time on the A site, and now the flashes and smokes will come over. Flush is in a great spot to dodge them. They'll go deep, so he now knows they're coming through, and it's a counter flash. It slows them down. Fugly gets the first shot on JW, so watch for that lurk position, but they still have to contend with Flusha, and it's a great shot from Nitro on the way through. Nades come out from Olaf, and it's all for naught. No damage dealt, and Nitro's going to follow it up. Crims did take Fugly, so it does allow him to get toward the patio, but the fire will displace him, and he won't be able to stop this plant coming in from Hiko. And the last two remaining players,
should to save.
They're gone.
Should do. This is actually getting quite interesting now. Liquid are going to take the advantage on the T side of Cobble here. We saw Flusha being isolated towards A bomb site. He actually fell back. I really didn't like his position there. It was pretty obvious as to what was going on. All the smokes and flashes were coming over, and that position he was in, if best, a one and done sort of position. Like, he can't really get the big spray down there. He can't get a frag and fall back. There's nowhere to fall back to. So behind that fence area, I'm not a huge fan of his play there. He actually got the intel as to what was going on. He should have just fallen back and backed up his teammate on the bomb site, and they could have got a nice little crossfire going. Crims does find a frag. Consolation one at this stage, though, because Nitro, well, Elite will be joining him in death as well, but they do keep the two rifles. The money's still going to be pretty poor in the Fnatic
Wow,
camp.
look how big the money is on the T side. 11-4. Nitro's got to buy, but 11-4 right now.
Yeah, they're fine for the rest of the game now. If they win this round, that's pretty much it. They can just keep buying throughout this series. Now the pause comes in. Is that Fnatic, I'd assume? Yeah, so JW taking a pause. I think this is a good chance. That's the position from Flush I'm talking about. Like, what is that? How are you going to get more than one frag there? Like, you're going to either get flashed off, and the best you get one, and then this Liquid team will just come out and find him there. So that's disappointing from him. Crims does manage to keep the rifles there, but this is the deadly Fnatic pause. I'm sure Liquid were looking forward to this one. We know what happens when this pause comes in, Matt.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and we saw it actually work out yesterday. After the pause, it was, what was it, TSM picked up, or rather Fnatic against TSM picked up 5 rounds.
What do you think they talk about in their pause?
Probably what they had for breakfast, their hair, make sure everything's good, everything's comfortable.
Probably not, but...
No, not at all. That's not it at all.
So in the pauses, right, this is a chance for you just to slow down the momentum. Obviously, Liquid have gotten themselves in a really good zone. Nitro and Elite picking up some big frags here. They're actually doing some high-impact play, and Hiko as well seems to be stepping up a little bit. It's Nitro that's going to be on 22 frags. So this is a chance for Fnatic, if anything, just to slow down that adrenaline rush that Liquid may be running with right now, and actually having such good morale. It's actually going to slow it down as long as they possibly can. And just talking about what they can do to find these first frags. We've seen Liquid happy mixing it up. That round they actually went towards the long A halls. And as we kind of predicted, the wall of smokes comes in. Flusha finding himself in that difficult position behind the fence and got taken down. And it's working well as a little fragging unit. And it's just combining that tight-knit play of the teamwork and some nice executions there. So obviously Liquid gets the advantage of the pause as well. So they may be just chucking something in a little bit cheeky here, maybe a little bit more aggressive, just to play with the CT team.
That Molotov didn't go far enough from Fnatic, so they actually can't do damage when they walk through. That allows Nitro in very quickly against JW. Watch for Pronax, good position, but has to dodge the flash, and that allows Fugly to nail the shot without question or hesitation. But Olaf, great positioning, sprays down, only gets one. Hiko back into him. Massive damage onto Hiko, though, which means the nade from Flusha will do the rest, and it's all on Fugly, as Flusha will close out on a Liege. Bomb's been dropped, but now recovered. And they've got a decent position right now, Fnatic. And Flush has spotted up the man already. Good damage onto Fugly. No response. He's going to try and hold. No, bait. And try and move away with this smoke now placed. But watch out because Crims is slowly getting closer. And he spots him through the smoke. And Fnatic come right back. There you go. After the timeout.
Every time. But as mentioned, the money situation for Fnatic pretty poor right now. They lost 3 frags there, so there's going to be a difficult buy back into this one. And Liquid's money really is high rolling right now. They've got so much to play with. You can see after the buy, Hiko still has 10k. But
you say that it's not actually
amazing.
Yeah,
I guess they had to do a couple of drops there, not as high as I thought it was. So they've still got players on like 3k, 2k, and 8k on Hiko. They're definitely fine for the next round at least. I thought they were really stronger than that. You're right. But yeah, 12-12 now. Fnatic pull one back after the pause. JW once again didn't really do too much with the Max 7 that time. Close range, did a little bit of damage, but once again, Liquid heading towards that B bomb site. Just going to be trying to force issue, it seems. Nitro has been strong in that area. 3 players for Fnatic towards B. They're actually opting to leave Flusha isolated by himself towards the A side this time. Going to have some backup in form of Olaf Meister.
JW needs to get in now because Nitro's already taken away Crims, so he gets aggressive with that shotgun. Tries to place fire as well, but Elige gets the kill. Does take a significant amount of damage, but it doesn't matter. They've got a 2-man advantage. And Pronax going to walk closer, catching Elige with his pants down. And low HP is enough to give him at least the kill. But it's 4-on-3. Pronax is pushing aggressively. They've taken back the B site in a lot of ways. And Nitro goes to the player at Rock when he actually had a better shot closer to him. And that allows Fnatic to turn the round. It's left to Hiko. He's got one already. And Flusha has one HP. Has he conceded? He's already running away from the site. Is he just going to allow Hiko to take this or try and go for a long bait and switch here toward the flank?
Well, the plant is coming in. Flasher, like, such a difficult situation, right? He has to just try and surprise Hiko in any way he can. 100 HP plays 1, so coming in through the B halls right now. Flasher is going to be backstabbing. Hiko playing a great position here towards the chicken coop here. He probably is aware of his position. He smokes off towards connector. And this could be fantastic for him. Actually, it could be a massive round as well to reset the Fnatic economy.
If he keeps walking like this, Flusha, there's about, and Hiko should spot that smoke coming down. Yeah, it's already figured out. I was going to say the timing is going to be such that Hiko's going to eliminate the fact that he's coming from this standard angle. And there it is. Hiko finally gets the 1 versus 2. And Liquid, much to the delight of the crowd, is actually up by 1 again.
And that's the money disadvantage I spoke about. After winning 1 round, you lose a subsequent one. You're actually in a horrible position there. This could potentially be another double eco coming in. But looking at the rounds, Liquid going up to 14 now, looking on the barrel of map point I should say, but Fnatic just definitely have to just do a full eco this time and hopefully do something with it. They have 5-7 on Crims, P250 coming out. Let's see what they may be able to do, but Liquid will be more than aware of as to what's going on. Just need to play a very passive game here. Don't need to go into any choke angles. They don't need to, but there we go. JW does try to get a little headshot off. He does do damage onto Nitro, but...
And to go back to the point about slow starts, this was 10-2 at a point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And the leads will find Pronax as well. Yeah, I mean, if they can get their starts more organized, I mean, it's a case of can Liquid really accomplish, but either way, encouraging statistics here. Good map score against VP yesterday and a great spot to take this game away from Fnatic, but not done just yet. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Either way, anti-eco. Nitro through the smoke takes 2, and the Romanians are loving it.
They are. Well, we all want to see close games of CS. It looked like Fnatic had run away with it in the first half, but Fnatic fighting back in the 14th round on the board and looking at the Fnatic economy as well. They're going to buy up into this one to be a really ropey buy. P90s, Famises, M4, no head armor, Mag 7 once again for JW. He hasn't had a frag in quite a few rounds, right? He's been on 11 for a while.
This is playing for the game right now as well. 14, they'll have to force again, and it'll be even less than what they've got now because the money bonus is only at 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's a must-win round for Fnatic now. If they don't get this one, they really are. And this is when you have to assume they're going to lose this map, but here we go. Liquid making their way towards the B-side once again. It's going to be Adrenaline Elite this time. No sign of Nitro as of yet. He has been the one getting most of the damage done towards that upper area. JW gets up onto the platform himself. Does take quite a... Oh, actually, doesn't take much damage. Actually, looking in the wrong area, but he gets up on the upper platform with the Mag 7 this time in a bit more of a aggressive position.
And as you say, speaking of Nitro, 27 and 16, so much better than the performance he had on Cash. That's for sure. Take that, Thorin. I'm just going to let that one sit. I'm sure I'll get that back when we go over to the analysts, but...
Well, no kits purchased at all for Fnatic as well, so not only do they have bad weapons going into this one, they can't allow the bomb to go down. It's a really difficult round, and it's going to take everything they've got to work out to get this first pick. That's going to be absolutely vital here. Liquid just running the clock down, trying to work out what's going on. 40 seconds now, and I'd assume it's going to be a similar play with the smokes coming down to the bomb site, and then trying to just get in that, staying in that little fragging unit, and trying to work the kills together.
This is so tight, though, because Fnatic's in great position to hold off B. With Crims and Olaf on either side a drop, that gives at least one player to hold it. Even if Pronax or JW go down, Crims can then support onto the B site so much quicker. And all 5 Liquid players are here. Flusha's the only one off site. JW gets the shot with the shotgun. Hiko gets back, it's traded, but this will indicate with 14 seconds, they've got to go quickly on to B. Pronax displaced from tree and the smoke on the site. They have to get closer, but Olaf's in a great position. Down he goes. Hiko with the kill. And now they've got the chance, Team Liquid, to push and plant. Adren as well. But bomb, it's down, and it's going to come into just Crims. We've got a drop off Fnatic. 1 player's left the server, but either way, there's going to be another round, but maybe just one. It's going to be 15-12, Team Liquid with all the money and map point.
Got a bit scary there, didn't it? It got down to, what, like 15 seconds before they actually got into the bomb site. JW finding that first frag, but it wasn't enough. They're unable to hold the push off from the teasers, utilizing his AK-47s to their advantage. They get the bomb down, and now Crims is just the last man remaining with the Famas, has to save this, and it actually puts Liquid onto map point here. Who would have thought this would happen after a 10-5 first half against Fnatic? Considered one of the world's best teams on this map. They somehow do it, looking incredibly strong now on this T-half. And the current score stands at 10-2 on this half, actually doing really, really well here. This could be the map taken this next round. We know the money's considerably low for Fnatic right now. Look at that, we can't really buy into this at all. They've got some pistols, a UMP.
The other thing as well is Liquid is a very emotional team. So when they start getting games like this and crowd gets behind them, they're beating Fnatic, they're very, very positive, happy, and just play their best CS. But the same can be said when they do get behind. I'm actually very impressed that as of late they've been able to pull back from large deficits. That's been something in the past, even in domestic games, they've not been able to do. Oh, body blocked. Nitro actually denied that nade from getting through, but he's already on the site. He's already finding the pistol player, sprays down 2, third as well. Nitro, is it enough? Liquid looking to take the map, and they do. 16-12, they will get one in this tournament. And of all people to do it against, it's Fnatic.
What a turn of events that is. Liquid bouncing back and having a stellar T-half. Nitro finish it off in style with a 3-man. And you can hear the crowd are absolutely loving it. We have a series on our hand here. Liquid bounce back and make it 1-1, and we will be seeing a third map.
And it's overpass as well, so you better hope that Fnatic spotted what they did yesterday against Virtus Pro, because that B site was definitely strong. But we'll head over to, as I like to call them, with Richard, Thorne, and Natsu on the desk. Oh, I'm being told to wait.
Too excited.
I ruined the
usual,
throw.
Matt.
I know. I expected them to be keen and eager and ready to talk about this game, but apparently they're not. They've got to compose themselves and be ready to address that, because I'm sure they weren't expecting it.
Well, absolutely. I don't think anyone was, to be honest.
I called 2-1.
You did? You did say to take a map, but I think they are finally ready for it. So
all right, we'll send it over.
Analyst desk, take it away.
Yeah, cheers for that. Took us a while. We had to make sure that we were still in reality and that the acid hadn't kicked in. Because that is just an example of why being an analyst can sometimes be one of the worst jobs ever.
Hey, at least I pointed out that they have a good, Liquid has a good Seaside Cobblestone. Didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah, there's good, and then there's capable of beating Fnatic on one of their best maps.
I know Fnatic was a bit excited though. I thought like the table on his side looked like it was like a couple of inches higher or something.
I thought that was Henry's.
Oh, right, okay, maybe.
I just love it how he calls like when Liquid has it in that situation. He's like, thankfully he gets the kill.
No, it was like, and he's got a chance here. It's a 2v1. Low health on the other guy. It's like you'd think it was like his cousin or something doing the cast, wasn't it? Telling his mum on the phone, "What's going on? Is Billy all right?"
Probably is, isn't it? Like that? But anyway, point being. That Team Liquid have done the unthinkable. They've made this a competitive series. We are going to overpass. Just some thoughts on how they did it quite quickly.
Well, after the first half, it looked like Fnatic had done just enough. Like, it is a map where if you're good, T-side, you're going to get a lot of rounds. But, listen, you can win 10 first-half rounds. You're thinking, right, Fnatic's got a good enough CT half, especially that B site, which we're saying is like a legendary site for all the people who play there. It was going to be very unlikely that Liquid was going to be able to do this. Most top teams wouldn't be able to do it in that sort of a scenario, you know, but Liquid, luckily they got it going early. Even from the pistol onwards, they always had a chance there. They never let Fnatic get close to the 14, 15 rounds, so I think that they did a fantastic job overall.
I mean, listen, what's worrying for me is, again, Fnatic loses a, 10-1 lead in the match, like on the T side of Cobblestone, and the scoreline is 16-13, what was it in 16? 12. Anyway,
16-12.
Yeah. So the most round, out of the 18 remaining, they got 16.
It's starting to become an habitual problem for them. You know, they're really starting to. It's kind of a reverse to what we normally expect of them. Like, say, if they're ever behind, they battle back better than most teams. Now, leading from the front is proving difficult for them.
It was an economy hell for Fnatic as well. I mean, they pick up a round and lose the one after. So they were playing with shotguns. And obviously, they're really good at using that. But this time, Liquid, the way they were attacking, previously their B attacks were really good. A, not so much. But this time, actually, their A attacks were really good as well. It's just like I pointed out this before. It's the way they attack as one unit is really impressive. Trading kills and always making sure they have the benefit when they're actually entering those bomb sites.
And Nitro did show up in this game. He got a lot of kills on the board. There was a time as well where, actually, towards the end of the game, on that map, Adren actually did pretty decently. They got a decent amount of kills by the end of the game, because there was a point early on in the game where they showed that stat on the screen where it shows your kills for the series. There was a point where Adren, it said he had 14 kills for the series and 32 deaths. That's like, holy moly, like... if you literally were playing 4v5, at least you wouldn't give up the $300 every time. Like, that point in time, it was really bad. But as they came back at the end there, and they pushed out and won, he actually did get a decent amount of kills. He got him back himself into the equation. So it wasn't just that Nitro hard carried and that was what it was. The overall team was going pretty well in general.
Well, let's take a look at the scoreboard, and we can look at some of those statistics you're talking about. It'll come up behind us, but for you at home, it's going to come up on your screen. We can see them both ways, actually. Look over here. Why not? Fancy a change. So there you go. You can see confirmation of what Duncan was saying. Nitro turning up in a big way with 30 kills. I mean, 30 kills against Fnatic.
Here's all you need to know. Adren had more frags than 3 of the Fnatic players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, at the end of the game, it was fine, actually. He did turn it around for himself.
And it's really weird, the continuing story.
And yeah, we've never seen a Nitro game like that against Europeans.
No.
That was big time.
This is one of those things where, like, if Nitro does go on to be the player that we all thought he could be, going back to the iBuyPower days, this is going to be the point where we look back and go, well, we could see because he dropped these 30 kills against Fnatic, and this was the building. But if this is just a one-off anomaly, a one-off performance, it's going to be like a footnote in the player Nitro could have been. But what I wanted to talk about as well is this continuing and developing story about Flusha, and Flusha has been the guy that everyone's been talking about, more so than usual this time, predicated on some incredible performances, just really been at the forefront of everything that Fnatic have been doing right, even though we've talked about maybe a little bit of a mini slump. All of a sudden, he's been pretty much a non-factor at this event.
This is why so many times, people think like I'm super resistant to change and things like that. But what happens is things have to happen a certain amount of times and in a certain way that makes sense before I'm just going to jump on board and be like, yeah, it's definitely the case. Oh, he's #1 now, best player in the world. Oh, and then Envious is the best team. Well, then you get stuff happens like Envious do super well, and then the next event they go to, they bomb out. It's not until they've proven it that you go, right, now you can get on board. They're really good. So Flusha had a couple of tournaments with key maps where he was a monster, but you've seen now, I mean, this is exactly when they were in trouble. They needed some fragging. If he just comes with like 10 extra kills, they'd probably win this map, but he didn't. He wasn't able to, and so you can see he is an up and down player. He's not. That's why for me he can't be the best player in the world because he doesn't have consistency to his game. He can be phenomenally good when he's hot, but I don't think even they know when it's going to happen.
It's the old adage, isn't it? Form is temporary, class is permanent.
And also, JW's struggles are continuing. I think he's one of the most important factors in why Fnatic can survive with the dodgy buys. He can work the shotguns and Max 7 so well, but this time around he barely got he usually gets at least 2 kills around when he's working with that. Now he was struggling to get just 1. I think that's why they never got to turn it around.
Yeah, we highlighted that right at the top of the show before this map, rather. That we know that's an integral factor of what Fnatic are doing well on this map, and again, it was malfunctioning this time around. So worrying times. Anyway, we'll take a look at the heat map, and again, it's just some splurges for me. It's modern art, this. Right? But there you go. You can see not really a lot going on.
Liquid
over here. We can cut that bit of the map
off. A lot of action towards that B-bomb site.
Yeah,
they
the B-bomb site is sort of what
not a lot of
made the map in a way.
There's like literally no kills in down the middle or aggressive positions, which is sort of weird in a matter where Fnatic usually likes to play very aggressively. But at the same time, Fnatic is way more spread around. They have a lot more kills going on to the A site.
And we highlighted right at the start talking about Olafmeister and how he holds that sort of rather plays that B bomb site, and didn't seem to be enough for Fnatic this time around. So
no, I mean, obviously no one on Fnatic really do it. I mean, Crims had a really good consistent performance as usual, but there's no one backing him up, basically. The rest all had times in the game where they went missing or didn't turn up at the same time. And amazingly, who would have thought you'd ever say this? Not only have Team Liquid won Cobblestone of Fnatic, but they out-fragged them to do it.
Yeah. Well, based on that, here's the MVP award for that map. And again, this is going to be no surprise. I won't do the Shazam thing again. I won't say that.
Don't ever mention his name again, mate. He won't be in a game, don't worry.
Right, Nitro. And we've talked about this guy, so much about how he has all this untapped potential. We're waiting for these big performances. Well, there's no excuse now to ever go back to being sort of the cut price Nitro that he was before this, right? This is either an anomaly or this is the start of something great.
It's all about being comfortable. It's all about just finding the right zone, the mojo, making everything around you working, making sure your teammates are working for you, and you feel that. That's the kind of role he's playing at when he's going to be that first guy going in, taking those early battles.
I mean, the thing is, do you think that swapping all these roles, Nitro always seems to be sort of the one that has the swap, where they're like, oh, maybe you're going to AWP for a while. Okay, now you're going to be an entry fragger. Now we want you to be more of sort of a wingman. And, he does get messed around a lot within the context of this team. Is that a factor?
Why would you put a guy with this kind of rifling ability playing the AWP?
I agree with you.
I mean, let's be real. The real reason isn't because of him. It's because of who was the AWPer before. So it was a way, unfortunately, to not want to have to cut the other guy who was the AWPer, who wasn't doing a good job, but to go, someone else can do that in the team, and you can do something else and contribute. That's just politics, mate. So unfortunately, if we're the GM, we just go, right, well, if you need an AWPer, get him out Who have we got on AWPers? This guy, this guy, this guy, right? Pick this guy, bring him in. This guy's still the rifler. To me, a Ute makes sense, but if you bring in that political component, which a lot of teams, that's a big factor, you know? Unfortunately, I think that's one of the reasons why. Because, like, I agree halfway with what you're saying here. Like, I wouldn't put him as an AWPer. To me, he should always be an aggressive AK, M4A, what 4 or whatever. Should be playing those aggressive roles. He's got a lot of skill he can have. With that said, I understand why they've tried different roles, because he hasn't been that good on LAN before. Like, he hasn't had that many really big performances where he was a star. So it's true, something wasn't working before, and they had to figure out what it was. But I actually think in the end, what's done them a favour is actually bringing in Hiko has now naturally put people into roles that make more sense. Yeah. Hiko's playing his role, and he's playing it well. They're playing their roles well. In general, even if we talk about certain people go missing from a map, obviously the whole team as a unit looks better, and yet they've only changed one player. It's not like they changed half the team.
I love it when you talk about politics, Thorin. Nothing ever bad comes of that.
No,
so let's look at the deciding map. It's going to be Overpass. Well held. No, he was thinking, still was thinking this. So we're going to bring that up. It's going to be the deciding map. Talk about some features and some components of this map, Natu, that we need to be sort of mindful of in this battle between Team Liquid and Fnatic.
Well, Overpass is a map where we saw Liquid play previously against Virtus Pro, and they picked up 5 on T side. They usually, for what Hiko was talking in the pre-game interviews, that they usually have a really good T side. But it was their CT side that was very, very impressive to me, and how their decision making, at least in that match, happened to be spot on. They were aggressive at the right points of the map on the right rounds. Sort of, it's going to be a bit of a gamble, but if you get that right, that's what's going to make it really frustrating for the Ts. So that's going to be the thing that I'm really looking forward to. How do they approach their CT side against Fnatic here? And
of course, the interesting component of this is now psychological, because we've always talked about, Fnatic can never be counted out. They've always got that mental toughness. Well, that mental toughness is quite evidently being slowly eroded, because we're starting to notice that there's a map they should close out. Didn't happen. They had a very good lead yesterday against TSM. That didn't happen. That probably should have gone with 3 maps. At this juncture, are they on the ropes? I mean, are they there for the taking?
I mean, even when they were winning before in the last few months, they had shown signs anyway. Like, one of the maps that people forget about, everyone remembers at the major, Virtus Pro, when they had the Inferno game. Everyone remembers Dust 2 against Envious. The one that people always forget, because most people didn't watch it, was in the quarterfinals against Luminosity. They almost lost the map there. I think it was Mirage, actually. And they won it like 16-14. They had to do a little comeback there. So it's not only the top teams who have a chance to get maps off. And the difference is they still closed those games out. They were like, it's okay to get the 14 rounds, but as long as you still close it out, you can be like, Miss is as good as a mile. We won, it's no problem. But it's obviously telling something, because he used to just be thrashing people on that map before. It was never close. So there clearly is something dysfunctional about Fnatic at the moment. Even so, they did still smash the first map of this one. They could just win this third one for all we know. So, to me, the main thing I want to see on this map here, I kind of know how Fnatic will play. I think they have this really great CT side. What I want to see is, when Fnatic are on T side, how will Liquid play that B side? Will they do that retake, and will it work this time? Because presumably, you would think logically with so few teams in so few matches that Fnatic should have watched the game against Virtus Pro. They should have an idea of what Liquid was doing there. So now that someone has advanced knowledge of that tactic, and having to figure it out on the fly, will they have a really good counter to it? If they don't, hey, maybe Liquid can win the map. I still think it's going to be a Fnatic win.
Right. Well, Natu, what do you think? Is this Fnatic's map to lose? Overpass, we know they can be good on it, but this could be another competitive one. This might catch us off guard, right?
Yeah, like I pointed out before, it's going to be a lot about Liquid's CT side. The B retakes, like Thorin just pointed out, were very phenomenal. But the problem was that A bomb side, their holds, their retakes were a little bit flimsy. And like you pointed out, it's going to be all about Fnatic. Have they done their homework? Have they really... Do they have the respect to really do their homework, which they should, obviously. At least after this, what happened right now, they will. Play by that.
Might be a lesson learned a bit too late. The other question I want to ask about is with Nitro finally sort of putting in this good performance, coming in, very hot into this deciding map. Obviously, Overpass, we know it's a map where entry fragging hugely important, just to the mechanics of picking up those T rounds. Are Team Liquid perhaps going to be able to leverage him? Is he going to keep this form going?
Depends, because that's the thing that I still think is so unique about how Fnatic play this map. On this map, traditionally, you still see Virtus Pro do it now. On the A site, what you usually do is play off completely. Let people come up, and you wait for the terrorists to initiate onto the site with smokes and flashes. And sometimes, just to mess with the guys in the toilets type area, you might push up a little bit. The Fnatic stars, they push up so much in that whole area. It's like they make contact every time. It reminds me a little bit of how they play the banana on Inferno, where they're always going to get the contact with you. They're going to smoke you off, and they're going to try and force you into some weird decision, like go the other side or force your presence there. So in that sense, I think for Team Liquid, that's why when they're on their T side, like if they have this super good CT side, if they have that retake and that works, they don't have to win T side, okay. But on the T side itself, it's going to be really trying for them because I doubt they've ever played a team like Fnatic in this particular sense on this map. Like they have such an off-kilter style that I think it takes a while to figure it out, you know.
Definitely, yeah, and it makes you that the point of the whole way of playing that way is to waste a lot of utility from the Ts to make that actual attack weaker, make them waste more. Like it's also a psychological part of it. You don't even have to play that aggressive all the time. When you put that in their heads that all right, they're possibly here, so we have to use more flashes, Molotovs prior to their actual attack.
They're one of the teams where you come out of that playground and you think the guy could be already there at the corner. Whereas normally you're supposed to be reasonably safe as you go up that long area. So, at the very least, it's a mind game, and usually there is a guy there.
So, look, thanks a lot for your thoughts, gentlemen. At this point, I've got to nail you down for predictions because we're going to go to a break and then it'll be straight into the deciding map. So, call it.
Oh, my. What? What if we have this spot? Fnatic is going to prevail. They're going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Fnatic's going to take it. I think this can be close. I think we can get some rounds. I'm still interested to see how that B retake works. So I'll say like 16-11, 16-12. There won't be any need to lend some of that lubrication to Fnatic here. It'll just be entirely consensual, just two people experiencing itself, enjoying each other, basically. A dance, in some ways.
I've got to be honest, I wondered how long it was before the lube thing came up when you started talking about Team Liquid messing with guys in the toilet area. Okay. So I think once
that build
again,
up was perfect.
Yeah, once again,
there we go.
The theme of the desk.
Problem is that'd be premeditated if you took lube with you to the toilet and messed around with some guys.
Some people are that confident.
I know.
Anyway, thanks a lot for your thoughts, gentlemen.
I like to go and dry myself.
And we're out. So, yeah, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have this deciding map, Team Liquid versus Fnatic, who will win. You'll find out very shortly. See you then.
That's why I hate Liquid.
I wanted to see how these kills came down. Just making that long-range USP work for him there. Finds the first one. And then flush up. Another Rico here. Nitro did some fantastic work in these first two frags. I thought that was the round tied up. They saw Richmond.
This time they're 5-0 down. I think it was 6-1 last map, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
So you're dead right. They've had very slow starts.
And they always seem to find a way. They take a pause sometimes. They work what they're doing. But here we go. We go into the next.
They need that kid if they take their time, but they're getting closer. And Flush is not peeking this. If he pops out at the right time, they're lined up almost. And they're underneath him now, looking for the jump. He's definitely heard at least a dread. And he'll walk up. They both come in. And it's too quick.
Coming in for the CTs, and Olaf does find both kills pretty easily there. He gets the double spray down. He's had bringing to the table. Most North American teams will favour that B side though.
And we talked about the slow starts that Liquid have had. The interesting thing is, if I'm not mistaken, they've split every pistol.
Could have got a nice little crossfire going. Crims does find a frag. Isolation one at this stage though, because Nitro don't need to go into any choke angles. They don't need to, but there we go. JW does try to get a little headshot off. He does do damage onto Nitro, but...
And to go back to the point about slow starts, this was 10-2 at a point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right.